We're back. The plot thickens. The little jewel is without eyes. I said the little jewel is without eyes. I stopped the video yesterday. We were doing the fabrication because I got a notice that something had dropped off a box at the house. Is it new headlights? I think so. Is it a radical departure from what's been here? I think so as well. In fact, I think it might be so weird. I haven't even opened up, well, I opened up that box, but I have not put it on the truck until it's being recorded. So let's delve in. If you follow the socials, you probably realize what's going on in there. But if you don't, this might be pretty interesting. Let's check it out. Right, so all I could say is the lights weren't working. It was freaking me out. I was doing a lot of searching. I love the Model A or T style headlight bar across. I don't know how weird that could be. I don't know how that's going to change the overall concept of things. Isn't that sort of an antique look? I would not consider this an antique look. It's kind of freaky. Let's imagine the headlights aren't even mounted on that cab face. Are we ready? I really don't know if the proportion is going to work out. We had 7-inch bulbs on this originally, and now we got dual 5 1/4s, I believe. I didn't get these because of this stand. I got them because of this housing. So don't get distracted. And I thought, oh, I think I'm a fan already. So I can't see this, you folks can. What I was thinking is, what if they're up here without this? It's hard to say. How do we make this happen? Because I can return these if they don't work out. Let's take the crane down and let's set that bar across here. See if that won't offer us something. I was talking with Jamie about the bug project, and we have some exciting stuff in store for that. It's going to get really weird in the best way. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about these lights. Now, obviously, that is the line of the headlights. Man, look, those fenders are pretty close to even. You know, I'd say, probably like that. I don't know, how do we mock this up? Man, could those look good back here? Looking at that, that's where I would like to attach these, but I'm also not opposed to just running the bar a little bit lower. Man, that makes it look pretty weird. And I love this because they have halogens, but it has like an old-fashioned reflector look in the back. That's why I picked this. Dang, how do we mock them up? Yeah, I could lay them on a shelf like that and just not think about that thing. How do we do this? I know how we do this. We measure from here to there, and we cut that aluminum and set it right in. Sometimes you got to give a little to get a little. So from these bolts, it's an honest 5 feet. Let's cut that off. Let's see what happens. Now, not that I'm going to use this aluminum rectangle as the light perch. Should have gone a little bit longer on that. Just want to see, like, does a bar that far out work? Can I bounce these on there without them falling down and me not being able to return them? No, we're hitting blank spots everywhere. Do I just tape this on like we and Victor did so many times before? Or are they too big? Do I quit while I'm ahead? I think I'd like to see them. If they are detached, I'd like to see them sitting here. And maybe we mount them to the body. That fender idea can just stay put. I believe the dimension of these headlight buckets coming off of the grill really help. So, makes it look a bit more like a big rig too. So I could have a mount coming off of here that just grabs these. We put down a little rag so we don't scuff this. Let's take this apart. Dang, I hate to do all this work and not have it come together and look okay. These were $300+. That's why I'm bringing this point up. A box or a couple boxes, a couple rectangular shapes. This needs to be up to here. How do we do it? How do we do it? Come on, folks. It's the Mockup extravaganza. 2 boxes at 12.5 to 13. Be right back. We got some cans here. I found a milk crate. I think that'll give me the ability to look at one. This is a very loose mock-up. Wish I had another milk crate. You know what? That looks good. I'm sticking with it. You see how this looks in the camera. I think this warrants opening the door all the way and taking a step back. So the camera is at my eye height right now. Ooh, yes. Duals left and right. That totally helps. Unfortunately, it blocks the grill. I think we're gonna just go dark. The stand back wide view. We're gonna build this. As like most days, I had a completely different idea walking in the door. So let's recalibrate. We'll figure out these fender mounts separate. As we were, we had our anti-scratch guard. Definitely, imports. They're not like actual, whether it's Peterbilt or Freightliner, I don't know. It's just some aftermarket stuff. These stands are cool though. I could probably use them somewhere else. But it came with this very basic electrical conduit, and it's taped, like electrical tape. There's not even like a proper grommet, so buyer beware on that. If you're looking for some really sharp stuff for your big rig, and you're gonna be driving in the weather and all the things, I don't have the brand name of these, but beware of the lowest price products out there. I've seen the good ones range like up to $1,500. Yeah, simple hardware. Let's take that out. But if you think this guy spent $1,500 for a pair of headlights, you're watching the wrong show. Even $300 is like a reach. So I got the ones I could return. Of course, I'll fill those holes in the cab, but I'm thinking there might just be enough strength there to come off that. The very discreet tab. Those are cool mounts. They'll definitely be used somewhere. Not here. Oh, and there's 2 spots to mount on this. That's cool. So it's sort of a generic light left and right, and then they have the base go on each side. Well, that's interesting. I mean, I suppose they're designed for one mount, but if we need to, we can just double it up. Is it even threaded? Is it just a dummy? No, it's threaded. So yeah, they make a universal left and right. Oh, I know what that looks like. I might even have some mounts laying back there. That might just weld right to this truck. And then the conduits can just zip right in there. Totally. Yes, yes, yes. Very straightforward. And I actually could mount it on this one out of the way of that grill. So to the face of that, so we need a bracket that can come off of here, 6 inches. Now ideally, it would be sort of an L bracket. In other words, it would have a flat face and then an extension coming out. We might just have to make them. I got some flat stock. It's kind of a big ask. Man, if I had 2 of those, that would be clean. What are the chances of that? That's a perfect, and it's clean looking too. This has sort of that arrangement. So I have 2 of these that are left over, and it could be adjustable in and out. Come on. These were the struts for this little drag race car I had. Somebody gave it to me. Man, tell me I didn't keep the other one. They were in the Zephyr for a minute. Come on. There it is. This is going to be our mock-up. So I can move them in and out, and the bolt will go right through that. I could trim that off. And then I'll dress them up later. I'll trim this way back, and then I'll put a nice tube over it with big washers on each side of the body just to set it up. See, that's why you gotta have a nice big junk pile. Not the latest and greatest. Look, here we go. 2 headlight bars, just like that, right from the junk pile. And looks like these angles are not 90 degrees, so I'll just make sure that they match. See when I switch them? So they're gonna have to have a dedicated top or bottom. This is not the video I thought we were making. Frank, how do you feel about it? I don't even know your name. Ooh. Yeah. Try being married to this. Thanks, Jamie. Maybe an honest man. So this is what I'm picturing. This thing screwing right through there. You can find a dedicated center and distance from this grill. Boom. If it's a little bit off, I'll twist that. We'll fill that and structure it later. Be right back with 4 of these. Just saying, sometimes it doesn't really benefit to do the whole cardboard template, the thinking, all that business, when you're just not sure. And I love this idea. But just like that movie, Idiocracy, I'm not sure. I'm starting to get excited about the little jewel. I was a little bit like, I was getting some honest criticism that wasn't the best criticism. I think I'm really digging it now. Okay, we got that side of the equation configured. Now this bolt is only so long. And it looks like if we trim this little tube down to the very bare minimum, and I know that this welding is good because this was holding up the entire front end of a car with a V8 engine in it. This was the strut where the coil spring would go. And I know that this is way, way big. So maybe I'll trim these 2 threaded rods. Just to say, oh, we said 6. All right, so I don't need to get in there all big with the measuring. Let's I'm gonna trim both of these on the table. The grinder. I don't even think I need the table. I'm not excited. We're gonna cut them right here on the milk crate. I am surprised, beyond surprised, how this is working out. So because we knew that these weren't perfectly square, let's make a dedicated top. I think it'll probably look cool if it's tilted. So it doesn't look like they're really posable like that. But I'm gonna say, let's just do this. If they don't look right, we could always flip them, but let's just make sure that they're both in the same orientation for right now. This really is my favorite part of the creative process, fabricating. Having a plan, but not straight through. People ask, how can you work and it's not from a sketch? So I don't know, what do I look like? I can't believe it. If this works out, it's going to be one of the simpler things I've ever considered. Whew, everybody, let's take a breath. Starting to hyperventilate. Feeling a little bit emotional. So, just to say, starting point, that looks good. This coming in, puts it right, oh no, look at that. It puts it right at the little jewel original mounting point for the other one. What? It puts it right, look, can you see this hole right here? That's amazing. Let's just measure from here to there. That's it. Get my spectacles on. You know when something's meant to happen, it really falls into place. I'm just saying. 5 3/4, 18.5 to there. Yes. So let's do this one, see if we gotta move that. Worst case, if we have to move that, we could weld that washer to the body where we find it in the happy spot, and we'll match that one. It's about time. I've been struggling with the visionary process. You see very limited degree of my torment on how to figure these things out. Is it the best choice? I don't know, it's my choice. But this is a walk in the park if this works. It's just a tiny little screw hole and I'm trying to jam this thing through it. Okay, we said that's up. Let's see what this looks like. You know why I left those headlight holes there? It's so I could put my arm through here. Because I think of everything. So there's going to be a considerable amount of strength needed on this. So what I'm seeing if this works, just thinking out loud, I'm looking at these large washers, the diameter of them, and I bet I could just slip a tube, put a washer here, slip a tube right over it, and that would be very strong. I can already see that the sheet metal is flimsy. Just gonna cinch this up, see if some of that flex in the sheet metal doesn't come out of there a little bit, because it's not welded there yet, so it is pretty flexible. And I think the weight of this is going to affect it. As soon as I step back, we're going to know. Am I kidding myself? I'm sitting here at eye level, and it's a little bit low. So I'll tell you what, let's take the measurements of that one. Let's adjust this one now, up and in from that measurement. Almost like a day off. As I mentioned, Jamie and I were supposed to be camping. We got home life responsibilities. And I was just thinking if I need to, I could just do this. No, they stick out way too far. I could put these all over the place. They're only $300. Let's get 4 more. No, these stands are nice, but they're much too large. These are for, a big rig. Proportions are all different. Oh, so these holes are pretty close. And on the bottom, so roughly 1 3/4. So you want to come up and in. So let's just bring this up to 6 1/4. We'll bring it up a 1/2 inch. Doesn't sound like much, but once you get into this spacing, it is. Even though that looks like it could come up more than that. But we run into this hole right here, so let's make it 6 3/8. And then we want to come in, so let's go 2 inches in. This one's going to be very flexible because it's right up near that hole in the sheet metal. A little bit of a bummer. Just going to go get a little something to bridge across there. Okay, let's see how this modified version works out. So I wanted it closer in. Let's just start by bringing this a little bit closer in as well. So this is what I was describing. See, that flat bar is just gonna bounce off of that. Just for mock-up, because life of a fabricator. I really don't expect these to ever even up perfectly at this moment. We're gonna be struggling with that for a while, because these are designed a lot like, I don't know, my reference would be like a dune buggy headlight, or even a Model A headlight where they have that little cup that they swivel in. So I do have a couple of those cups laying over there. And I'll have to bring those into the equation to get these, basically so they're aiming the same. So see how this one's up higher? It's a lot better. It's gotta be straight. I like that. That one's way nicer. Can we agree on that? And that's perfect. That's just a finger full off of that body right there. See the difference? Just fits. You know it when you know it. Well, slow down with the comments. I know they're crooked, okay? We're gonna get to that. Actually, don't slow down with the comments. It helps the algorithm. I'll bring that up and in, and I think we're good. Just find out where we landed on this. This thing's gonna be short and sweet, by gosh. By golly. So this is 6 1/4 up. 2.5 in. Yeah. 6 1/4, 2.5. And we're gonna wanna wind this in. I'm gonna thread this back about 1.5. All right, now, immediately we want to take this 1.5 in. I'll grab a backer bar just like that one too. I'll make one. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that measurement. Let's go from the top. Because that's putting this right in line with that. And this top ridge, which I think is more important, we're gonna want it 8 1/4 down. I'm gonna really open that hole up. Let me use the uni bit. Yeah, I'm gonna use that uni bit, the cone, and really open that up. That way the washers can move around. And in the very end, I'll just weld those washers right to the sheet metal wall of the cab. Yeah, it already looks like a big rig. It's starting to look aggressive. Quad headlights. It brings the parallel, the horizontal. Just saying, this is how you do it when you don't know what you're doing. So I'm looking at this right now. I'm gauging distance off of the face of the truck. Now they're even. Set this flat bar in motion to give it some up and down stability. Now, look at that, it's perfect. Now I need to tighten. This is where I always get dyslexic. I rotate that in, which means that has to thread out a bit. And I can do this. That looks good. So this got to come out just a little bit. I like this. Let me just look at this real quick. I'm looking at the lights, little marker lights to the inner ones. Yeah. Ooh, I like this. I like it a lot. Ready to run all together? Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. So I want this to come out. I'm gonna move this one in. I've also had some people say, I'm a guy that likes to toot my own horn. Well, I like to have fun with it. Yeah, so these bulbs are now centers, tops, off the cab. So I'm not tooting my own horn, I'm saying, wow, how satisfying. Like, it's pretty satisfying to see this. Especially to throw out that kind of money on spec. I'm not a big gambler. Everything in my world looks fisheye right now. I don't get it. I think we're just gonna visualize that. That clamp on there. Can I smile any bigger? Let's open that shop door. Take a look back, and then we're all gonna decide yay or nay. Oh yeah, no fisheye lens. Mother trucker has just arrived. That looks serious now. Are we with it? Like, subscribe.